Indian vegetarian dishes featuring eggplant. It's called Baingan Bharta, or sometimes people call it Baingan ka Bharta, and it is a Punjabi, from the state of Punjab, spiced smoky eggplant curry that is to die for. It's like a little bit tart, it's a little bit savory, and the blend of spices, it's so good. And even if you aren't an eggplant fan, trust me, you're gonna love eggplant after eating this because you won't even know that you're eating eggplant. So before we get started, don't forget to hit me up on my social media channels. You guys know how much I love that. And girl, let's keep it real. I need the Instagram followers, so go follow me, please. And of course, if you're looking for the full recipe, just click that info box down below and it'll expand out and everything you need is there. Let's get started. There are a few things to keep in mind when you're shopping for eggplant at the grocery store. You want it to be nice and shiny and firm. Those are the two things. If they're extra purple, even better, because they look cooler that way. And to roast them, it's so simple. So I'm just gonna take them and split them lengthwise, like so. And then we're gonna pop it onto a baking tray. And this way, by splitting them in half, usually people roast eggplant whole, but when you split it in half like that, it really cuts down the cook time. I'm gonna put this into the oven. It's on the broil setting and it's gonna get nice and bruleed. We're gonna cook these for about 25 to 30 minutes until the skins on the outside are nice and blistered and the flesh is nice and tender in the middle. So while my eggplant is roasting away, I'm gonna start working on a few of the other ingredients that are gonna add to the flavor base, starting off with a little bit of ginger. So I know a lot of people chop or remove the skin of the ginger, but I'm like, why? It's like really fine, and it's one of those extra steps that you don't have to worry about. I'm taking about an inch of ginger, and I wanna chop it quite finely. I love the aroma of fresh ginger, it's so zippy, and the classic pairing with ginger is always garlic. So I have 4 cloves here, and we're just gonna give them a nice tap. That breaks them down into tinier pieces. And then a nice quick chop. And you want this to be quite fine as well. And to complete the trifecta, because we are talking about Indian cuisine, there are always onions involved in some shape or form. I have a large onion here. We're gonna chop this guy up finely as well. Indian cuisine is all about balance of flavors, and it's really important that we pair the smoky eggplant with a little bit of tart tomato. So I have 3 tomatoes here. They're nice and juicy and ripe because it's summertime here in Canada and the tomatoes are at their peak right now. And we're just gonna chop these up into small cubes. All right, you guys, my eggplant is ready. Just pulled it out of the oven and let it cool down for just a touch. And as you can tell, it's really transformed. So the outside's kind of leathery and wrinkled and hard. It was smooth and shiny before, and the flesh on the inside is super duper tender. So here we go. And it's a matter of just scooping the flesh out at this point. But look at this. Oh yeah. See that? Super tender. And then you're just gonna take a spoon, the easiest tool that you will ever use to scoop out eggplant, and you're gonna do one of these numbers. Look at that. See how it just peels away? Girl, it's like ice cream. Look at that. A scoop of eggplant on your cone. Oh, and it smells super duper smoky, and we're just gonna do the same for the rest of them. And now you just wanna give your eggplant a rough chop. So just work your way through it, really easy because it's already so soft, but you just want to break it down a touch more. Just like that. It's time to get our cook on. So I have a pot going here with a little bit of canola oil, and we have one of my favorite guys, Ghee, G-H-E-E, also known as clarified butter. I have a recipe for it on my channel, so go hit that up. And we're gonna add a couple of tablespoons to the pot as well. Just a couple of tablespoons, and that's just gonna add a lot of richness. And I have my heat on medium high. And now I'm gonna add my onions, and we're gonna saute them until they're nice and translucent and fragrant. So I have 3 different spices that are gonna join the onions. I have some Garam Masala, which is that spice blend that we use a lot in Indian cooking. I have a recipe for this on my channel as well. For a little bit of heat, we have some Cayenne chili and some zippy lemony coriander powder as well. My onions have softened up beautifully, and now in go the spices because we want to toast them to release all of their fragrance and flavor. And these are going to saute for about 15 seconds. And now in with my chopped ginger and garlic. And we add the ginger and garlic now because we don't want them to burn. And again, these are going to take about 15 to 20 seconds to bloom and release their full flavor potential. And now in with the tomatoes. I'm going to increase the heat just a touch. And the key here is now to cook these tomatoes for 10 to 15 minutes until they become nice and saucy and soft. And when the ghee and oil begin to rise to the surface, it's going to take on a beautiful burnt orange color. My tomatoes have really cooked down. They're nice and caramelized. They're dancing in the pan. So you see how I draw my spoon this way and it leaves a line? That's what I call dancing, because all the oil has sort of risen to the surface and really cooked those tomatoes out. Now I'm gonna add my chopped eggplant. There we go. And I'm gonna add a nice big old pinch of salt because we haven't seasoned at this stage. And we're gonna mix this together. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. And we're gonna cook it out for an additional 5 minutes so that the eggplant becomes one with the spiced tomatoes. And now it's a matter of just turning off the heat and then garnishing with some fresh chopped coriander, make it rain. And that's all she wrote, you guys. Easy eggplant curry, Baingan ka Bharta. Now it's time for the taste, and typically when I eat my curries, you guys have seen this before, I dip a spoon in and then give it a taste, but today I've got some naan. So we're gonna use this naan, it's nice and tender. I have a recipe for that on my channel. I don't know how many recipes I've plugged today, but go and make all of them. And then we're gonna take a little bit, oh look at that, come on. Look, don't you want some? Look at that, it's like steaming and piping hot, and oh, I've gotta give it a taste, ready? Girl slay. That is so good! The eggplant is super rich and creamy, and then paired with the tart tomatoes, the little hit of chili, it's really coming through. This is like the perfect comfort food. It's a cold, rainy day, a big pot of Baingan Bharta, some rice on the side, some Rotis, naan, and you are good to go. Vegetarians and non-vegetarians, watch out because eggplant is taking the world by storm, and you've got to make this curry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big old thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you're looking for me to do something more on this channel, you're looking for a recipe or a recommendation, you want me to know something, leave it in the comments down below. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Bye.